First time entrepreneurs often seek a reliable mentor but don't get what they expect. In this episode, we are in conversation with a crazy, amazing entrepreneur who is going to explain everything that young entrepreneurs are unaware of. Introducing Mr. Omkar, who co founded his startup along with two of his childhood friends. They recognized the fast changing business dynamics and curated a service that is a must in the work from home scenario. Let's listen to him and learn from his strategies.
Welcome, Omkar. Welcome to the show. So we are the VC Stories. So for those who don't know you yet, so can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi guys. My name is Omkar. I'm the co-founder of Beehive. I'm an organizational psychologist by training, and now currently engaged in building a future of work SaaS platform called Beehive. I'm 29 years old, and I've studied psychology and economics before, and now I'm dedicated towards building my startup, and I'm currently based out of Mumbai.
Your name is so good, Beehive. So how do you get this idea about getting this name Beehive?
About getting the name Beehive, right? So bees are very fascinating creatures. If you ever observe, kabhi apne ek honeycomb ko observe kiya hai, that's where you'll start realizing that collaboration is the best which can be learned from bees. Now our software, our technology, our AI is built for corporations so that their productivity increases quite a lot. And we thought that, every corporation should be filled with bees, not to sting them, but to essentially to have that kind of a mentality, have that kind of a mindset. There's a very interesting concept called hive intelligence. What hive intelligence typically talks about is that, the collective intelligence of any organization is much, much more than the addition of all the people we have kind of put together. So the whole idea, in fact, was to try this whole concept of hive intelligence, of getting hive intelligence, or the other way of hive intelligence is swarm intelligence, and it's computational intelligence techniques which can be used to develop any kind of a complex problem. So yeah, this is why the bees were our inspiration. और हर एक organization एक beehive जैसा चलाने की तमन्ना है. So that is essentially the
yeah.
और also beehive beehive.com नहीं लिया क्योंकि वो बहुत महंगा था. Crowd funding उसमें ही चला
Yes. So idea generation, like, it's very tough in the world. The market is filled with the solution, and according to me, like, people are more focusing on first getting a solution and then focusing on finding the problem related to the solution. So I just want to know from you, like, how did you approach when you are thinking of to starting a Beehive, and so how do you generate idea behind this?
The whole objective is to launch any startup entrepreneurial venture. There's like this 3-step process, which is problem, market, solution, right? A lot of people develop solution right at the first, and then they go to the market. फिर साला खुद problem बच जाते हैं, right? But if you start off going the other way around, where you identify or recognize a problem, and then you validate ki boss, is there a market for that problem? Which means that are people willing to pay to get that problem solved or not? And then when you go to the market with a kind of an innovative solution, then it makes sense. The second thing is कि बॉस टाइमिंग देख के बहुत कुछ आइडियाज आते हैं. तो मैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन साइकोलॉजिस्ट था, मेरे दोनों पार्टनर्स एक प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट में थी, एक सैन फ्रांसिस्को में सिलिकॉन वैली में कोडर था. तो we were observing what kind of tectonic shifts are happening in the workplace worldwide. जब लोग रिमोट जाते हैं तब remote people are at the risk of feeling unengaged. Remote people undergo a lot of frustration to find answers. ऐसा नहीं कि ऑफिस में जाके बोला बंदे को, अरे सुनना बॉस, मेरे को थोड़ा इधर में अटक गया, why don't you go ahead and help me? These kind of scenarios are rare. So essentially, what we observe from the workplace, then we asked ourselves that what can be the answer to this problem, and the next step was, are people too willing to pay for this problem getting solved on it? एक बार वो पता चल गया ना, फिर वो ट्रायल एंड एरर का मेथड है. We still don't know what we are building is the right solution, but we know for a fact that we are the right problem. Most investors, in fact, who have backed us, have told us कि उनका team तगड़ी है, problem what you're solving is great. And the reason why we need money is अगर ये जो हम लोग बांध रहे हैं उससे वो problem solve नहीं हुआ, so we'll try another solution. We'll stay married, stick to the problem. So that is essentially how we came up with the idea, like by first sniffing out what the problem is.
Like, so on the same side, like if we are talking about the MVP, like हाँ मतलब हमें ऐसा क्या मतलब MVP होना चाहिए. So when did you decide now it's the right time? Yeah, we have got a problem and we have got a solution, and now we have to start thinking about the MVP. And how did you go through all this process?
Yeah.
From thinking to the launching MVP.
Yeah. So see, the concept of MVP is very vague, to be honest. कोई बोलते हैं most valuable product, कम कुछ बोलते हैं minimum viable product. The objective is जब आपका कस्टमर दरवाजे पे खड़ा है और उसकी गाड़ी आगे नहीं जा सकती, और थिंक अबाउट कि आपके कस्टमर के इधर आग लगी है, एंड आई एम गोना गेट अ लिटिल कैंडिड, और आप पानी का ये भर रहे हो, करेक्ट, आप पूरा बाल्टी भर रहे हो पानी से, and then you're trying to go back to the customer to extinguish that fire. If your MVP is doing that, stupidity is and that is a true right thing in fact to do, is start spitting on the fire कि बस मैं थूक से कितना आग कम कर सकता हूँ, जो मेरी थूक है that becomes my minimum viable product. मैं उसके लिए नहीं कहूंगा कि जब तक मेरा बाल्टी पूरा भर जाए तब तक आग भी बढ़ जाएगा, but to a what extent am I able to reduce that thing. So a lot of people think about we thought about MVP to not to be very very sexy, very fancy. लोग, और एक होता है पता है, जो MVP होता है ना, it is like a बच्चा or your own baby. वो you start finding, you want to keep on perfecting it, ठीक है. So you will make sure कि डिजाइन अच्छा है, रिस्पॉन्सिव है, ये है वो है, जो क्वालिटी चेक के बियॉन्ड जाके अच्छा मेकअप करने में इतना टाइम चला जाता है ना, एंड वी डिड नॉट डू दैट. वी आर लाइक कि बॉस अगली है पर चलता है, राइट. द कस्टमर केम बैक टू अस एंड इज लाइक, ओ वी थॉट यू आर यंग गाइस एंड आपका यूआई बहुत अच्छा होगा. मैं बोला सर यूआई गया बाद में, अभी फिलहाल ये काम चल रहा है या नहीं चल रहा है वो देखिए, एंड दैट इज व्हाट मैटर्स द मोस्ट. एंड देन फाइनली वी कैन स्टार्ट इंक्लूडिंग all these concepts in as we grow. So MVP has that spit approach, not that bucket approach.
So can you please let us know like what are the essentials like the founder should keep in mind to before launching the MVP for the aspiring entrepreneur?
एक तो मतलब letter of intent तो चाहिए. I'm talking from a B2B perspective. You know, getting a B2B customer is nothing short of a war. Okay. The second thing is, you know, a lot of my customers ended up telling me as well that अरे boss तेरा presentation क्या तगड़ा था, पर आपने जो product मेरे को दिखाया उसमें इतना ये नहीं है. So in order to launch an MVP at a customer's end, what is essential to actually prepare ourselves is that first, always remember, you never sell to a company, you sell to a person. Okay. No matter how scalable and product oriented is, business and startup is all of people's business. Your ability to strike a chord with, see, why are you selling something to somebody? Because you're going to make his job easier. If you are able to communicate to him that, you know, with our product your job will become easier, he will stick to you. Then he will not evaluate you on your product, but he will evaluate you on your commitment. And this is what it takes, because this is what will get me a one year license or whatever from my customer. So our ability to actually sell to a person, win the person rather than selling a product, because right now at an early stage, MVP stage, it's very raw, right? The product will not be built by your ideas, it will be built by your customers' feedback. So once the customer has confidence that, you know, his feedback will be taken seriously, this set of people are very committed towards making my job easy, then the journey is relatively easy.
Yeah, very true. So I just wanted to know, like, I'm curious to know, like, where this entrepreneurial spirit came into you, and at what point of time you decided to, you want to pursue this entrepreneurship journey.
Got it. So I've always been an entrepreneur. I started off my career in sales working for a German multinational. Then me and a bunch of my friends came together, started a shoe company. It was called Desi Hangover. It's become very successful now. In fact, possibly because I left, it became more successful. But it's become very, very successful now. I think I was involved in selling the first shoe to when I left. I think we were selling about, I think 100,000 or 200,000 shoes. So we were able to reach that kind of a scale, and that's where I realized that because I've learned, I have been in a job where I have to report to somebody, and I've been at a job where I am being reported to. And I always prefer the latter because entrepreneurs, I like to think of them as like these crazy geniuses which they only know, okay? And they don't want the world to acknowledge that you are a crazy genius. But other object, like most entrepreneurs, and for my motivation is sometimes I think that why do I want to be an entrepreneur? Like I quit my very high paying job. I was just about to do my PhD. I quit on that. I belong to a middle class Maharashtrian family, but I think there's a desire to create a legacy, right? And there's a desire to, it's not about earning the money. You'll find all the new gen entrepreneurs not getting into entrepreneurship to earn money, but essentially that joy when somebody else uses something what has transformed from a tissue paper to a MVP to a contract to happiness of somebody using it. So that journey is very fulfilling and very addictive also at the same time, because now I don't want one people to experience what I've built. I need thousands of people or 10,000 of people. So that was the Kida or whatever is to get people to experience the creative power what all entrepreneurs have. Like I believe that I'm creative and I want to demonstrate my creativity, not just get adjectivized to Omkar is a creative person. No, I'm using Omkar's creativity or Ketki's or Vihang, who are my co-founders. So yeah, that is the driving factor.
Yeah, it's very true. Like entrepreneurs are the modern day inventors.
Yeah.
So yeah, they should have to be very creative. और मतलब वो seriously कीड़ा होना चाहिए, otherwise तुम कुछ भी कर लो नहीं successful होता है वो.
Exactly.
So like you are talking about that you have sold the first shoes like when you were in part of your earlier venture. So I just wanted to know like how did you get your first sets of customer at Beehive?
How did we get our first बहुत knocking on the door करना पड़ता है. And we learned throughout the process, right? I just want to share that there's this one sales technique which always works. Okay. And I have taught sales before and it definitely works. The concept is called consultative sales. The moment you start intimidating the customer with the solution what you have built, you have lost the plot. मैं पहले मीटिंग या दूसरे मीटिंग तक मैं क्या बांध रहा हूँ, क्या Beehive है, वो मैं बोलता ही नहीं. उसको पूरा पहला मैं बोलता हूँ कि बस आजा मेरे कंधे पे रो जा, राइट? तेरे क्या प्रॉब्लम है, व्हाट इज योर प्रॉब्लम एज अ लर्निंग एंड डेवलपमेंट मैनेजर और अ चीफ इंफॉर्मेशन ऑफिसर, एंड देन आई ब्यूटिफुली end up recording it. I understand that what exactly is his problem, and then in the second or the third meeting I kind of devise a very customized presentation which says कि बॉस ये आपके प्रॉब्लम की दवा है और ये दवा आती है Beehive के रूप में. So that is how we got our, in the start where we just used to end up writing emails saying that Beehive is a peer-to-peer learning platform for corporations. We manage your tacit knowledge management, so on and so forth. Nobody was giving us that. But then the moment we said that I want 20 minutes from you to understand what are your problems as a L&D head or a CIO, and I possibly might have the solution. Right? So I'm like, it was okay. Let me narrate my problems to this guy if there's a possible solution and everything. So this kind of a format helped us. So like consultative sales is all about first you probe, then you empathize, then you suggest, then you explore, and then you close. तो प्रोब करो कि बॉस प्रॉब्लम क्या है, फिर एम्पथाइज करो कि हाँ मेरे को लगता है ये बहुत ग्रेव प्रॉब्लम है, सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. देन यू स्टार्ट एक्सप्लोरिंग विद दैट पर्सन कि ओके आपकी ये प्रॉब्लम्स है सर, आप क्या क्या और मैम क्या क्या आप सॉल्यूशंस देख रहे हो. फिर एक्सप्लोर करते करते यू सजेस्ट दैट व्हाट आई एम बिल्डिंग माइट हैव अ सॉल्यूशन टू दिस. and then you close. Never go for the close right at the start. In sales is a patience process. So that has helped us. How did we get our first customer? We got a lot of people said no to us क्योंकि हम लोग जाके डायरेक्ट ऐसा थोबड़े पे बोला कि हम लोग बीहाई बेच रहे हैं, वो बोला चलो आगे जाओ. पर एक बार थोबड़े पे लेके क्वेश्चन मार्क लेके गए कि सर आपको क्या प्रॉब्लम है, then people started entertaining us. So we learned that through experience, but now it's a good tip.
Yeah, so मतलब you have to be persistent अगर तुम्हें at least first set of customer चाहिए, then उसके बाद फिर तो word of mouth वाला सीन हो जाता है.
Yeah.
And then FOMO thing, वो बात वो सब फिर आगे निकलता रहता है. So as you are in the Indian startup ecosystem from quite a while now, so I just wanted to know like what are the loopholes in our startup ecosystem and any proposed solution you are, or I just wanted to know any kind of problem you have faced in the startup ecosystem.
No, I've not faced this, but this is like whoever young entrepreneur ends up hearing this out. Never give equity away for advice, no matter how stellar the guy is. Okay, Barack Obama के आके बोले गया कि बॉस मैं तेरे को एडवाइस दूंगा, मैं तेरे को मेंटर. तो ये मेंटरशिप ना पूरा लेस के पैकेट में से हवा वाला सी, राइट? वो दिखता बहुत बड़ा है मेंटर करके, बट देन यू नो द बिजनेस बेस्ट. एंड इफ यू आर बिल्डिंग एनीथिंग इनोवेटिव ना, यू डोंट नीड मेंटर्स. ये मेंटर्स क्या करते हैं? दे ट्राई टू बॉग यू डाउन. ओके, देयर इज अ वेरी in the Indian startup ecosystem is filled with such noise. Okay, people who pretend that they are mentors, they try to take equity, or they just try to massage their ego. You know, LinkedIn is one such a ego massage place, to be very honest, that everybody wants to, सबको खुद का कॉलर टाइट करना है और बोलना है कि हाँ मैंने ये स्टार्टअप को मेंटर किया. The worst part is ये मेंटर करते करते जो इक्विटी लेके जाते हैं ना, that is never justifiable. The moment you start raising the next set of funding, the series A, B, it becomes very difficult to justify कि बॉस ये आदमी के पास 2% का को इसने पैसा भी नहीं डाला, सर वो हमारा मेंटर था. अच्छा, मेंटर की वजह से किया क्या? एक तो ऐसे फालतू लोग अगर तुम लोग के कैप टेबल पे हो गए स्टार्टिंग में, तो सीरीज A, B, C का सपना देखना ही बंद कर दो फर्स्टली, because it will not help you grow. The second thing is you don't really need mentors, and this whole Indian startup ecosystem has become like a mentor checklist. Okay, for Beehive, we just have 2 mentors who we've not even given equity to yet. Okay, but they're so hands-on. Okay, you call them at 2 a.m. in the night, 4 a.m. in the night. They're so hands-on. So this is the problem within the Indian startup ecosystem. This pseudo mentor problem, or the pseudo mentor, is one of the biggest challenges. The other one is this noise. Okay, so बहुत सारे when a person starts off ना an entrepreneurial venture, he goes to LinkedIn and he starts searching कि बॉस मेरे को मदद कौन करेगा, right? कोई पैसा upfront पूछना नहीं, right? It's like sir आप mentor करोगे क्या? और बंदे को लगता है कि mentoring पूछते पूछते वो पैसा डाल देगा. Very few times that ends up happening, unless you're like really stellar. पंगे ये हो जाते हैं that if you're not from a IIT, IIM or an NIT or a BITS or NID or a National Law School or any top tier college, right? Udhar they try to get access to startup ecosystem by talking to all these lallu panchu log on LinkedIn who have nothing better to do but to soothe their ego, to soothe their massage massage their ego. So that is one big point. So you know, it's very easy to get into this whole mentoring. Sir वो मेरा mentor है, mentoring का equity लेने का, ये बहुत चल रहा है Indian startup ecosystem में. So that should stop. And entrepreneurs, so one thing we know, entrepreneurs when they're starting अपना थोड़े बहुत घबरे से हुए होते हैं, because what they're doing is seeking validation कि हाँ ये आपका startup चलेगा. जब एक mentor बोलता है ना आपका startup चलेगा, तो वो मेंटर को सर के ऊपर रख देते हैं, and then they get afraid to say the things which are uncomfortable. I think the other soft skill training for entrepreneurs is required, that how can you start having tough conversations. Okay, if somebody is not adding value, you should tell him to F. Oh, okay. So that is, but our Indian entrepreneurs, you know, you go to the States, you go to Europe, you'll find such badass entrepreneurs. They'll be like, chal bak, you know, you're not adding value to my startup, right? आप कोई भी हो, आपने 20 साल 30 साल कंपनी चलाया, $500 मिलियन उठाया, आई डोंट केयर, यू आर इररिलेवेंट फॉर मी। बट इधर वो नहीं है, इधर लोग बैकग्राउंड देख के इवैल्यूएट करते हैं मेंटर्स को, वो जितना वैल्यू ऐड करेगा वो देख के इवैल्यूएट नहीं करते। So yeah, sorry that was a long answer, but a lot of my friends have been stuck in this whole mentor loop. बहुत noise है।
No, I can understand. Like people nowadays have started making this thing as a business. Like वो अपनी मतलब खुद ही का ही हटके एक्सपीरियंस लेके 5 साल का भी, एंड देन वो काइंड ऑफ पैसे कमाने के लिए पे भाग जाते हैं, बट दे डोंट गो फॉर द सोशल कॉज। लाइक इफ यू आर डूइंग समथिंग, देन तुम अपनी नॉलेज शेयर करो, because you have achieved something and you can help others to achieve the same thing without in exchange of anything. But people क्या है, अपना platform बना दिया, like you have to pay for the call, you have to pay for this thing, you have to pay for that thing, and seriously I don't like all these things as well. So yeah, that's why I like your answers, and that's why it's okay that you have given us so much detail on this thing, because the same view, I'm also having the same view. It should not be a paid thing. It should be a free thing. It should be a social cause if anybody is helping to anyone.
Absolutely.
So, and I guess co-found. So now let's move on to the other question. So now I want to know about co-founders. Okay, so I just wanted to know what are the importance of the co-founder, and how did you meet, and how a person will find is his or her co-founder.
Got it. So co-founder, the most important thing is that even if you're planning to fundraise, nobody funds you on the basis of how amazing your technology is. People will fund you because how amazing your team is. और ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि मतलब amazing team is not an answer, is like IIT, IIMs or whatever, right? The answer is complementary skill sets. Okay, even if you are from a tier 3, tier 4 college, you know, still in the Indian startup ecosystem, अगर दो बंदे आए IIT दिल्ली से और उन्होंने चालू किया, the chances of success is good. But the moment you have complementary skills, okay, never co-founders किधर मिलते हैं पता है? Co-founders अपने कॉलेज के रूम में मिलते हैं, अपने इधर मिलते हैं, and that doesn't make sense क्योंकि दोनों साले एक ही चीज पढ़ रहे हैं, right? What exactly new are you going to get to the table? So it is important to start having people who don't belong to your background. It will change the game completely. I met my co-founders very Ketki and Vihang have been childhood friends for the last 24 years. And I met Ketki about 7 years ago because we were in the same building when we went for a college. Sorry. Yeah, we went to a same building when we were having our college. And after 7 years later, she's like, "Arey Omkar, kya kar raha hai?" He's like, "Arey, main idhar Moscow mein hu. I was in Moscow before." He's like, "I'm writing some research. I'm trying to do some organizational psychology, trying to work around this idea." He's like, "Arey, मेरा एक दोस्त है San Francisco में, वो मदद कर सकता है." So it is important all your co-founders should be from a different background completely. You know, don't be afraid to have an artist as your co-founder. वो अलग ही tangent पे आपके entrepreneurial venture को लेके जाएगा. Don't get afraid to get a doctor, because the way they are able to have a like you know, there's something called scenario diagnosis. Whenever you're like from a consulting background, there's something where you are able to diagnose the currents and then prescribe. So, you know, all these skill sets are built onto a doctor, into an artist. So, and don't always think of, you know, एक IIT वाले को एक IIM co-founder चाहिए या management वाला ही co-founder चाहिए, so on and so forth. So yeah.
Yeah, very true. Like अगर वो तुम्हारी skills को अगर एक जैसा होगा, so he will be of no use, seriously. But yeah, but same side on the same thing, values भी same होनी चाहिए. Like skills different हो तो चलेगा, लेकिन values different हो तो फिर conflicts arise हो जाएंगे ना.
Yeah, correct. So the problem with values is वो कभी first instance से पता नहीं चलता ना कि ये बंदे का value system क्या है या बंदी का value system क्या है. But you will be able to identify it very soon कि values क्या है after you understand कि boss what is her or his motivation to join this startup. Okay, एक बार motivation पता चल गया तो सब ठीक है. So that is essentially what is the most important or required.
But it could be also the case, like starting में the person is looking very lucrative, like हाँ मतलब अच्छा है, skill set different है, well value same. Hello.
हाँ, I can,
You know.
yeah, I can hear you. थोड़ा lag हो रहा था, but I can hear you.
हाँ. So let's start from the starting. So like ये like क्या मतलब अगर starting में आपको कोई co-founder मिला and then after few months working together and you realize that like he or she is not working or not doing the part of his or his work, her work. So how did you approach to that kind of situation? Like what will you do in this kind of situation? And if there is any conflict arises, so how will you manage any conflict?
Yeah, so conflicts तो होते ही रहते हैं यार. Last Sunday को हम लोग ने इतना बड़ा showdown किया पता है, and you know we were on a high, we were closing like crawls, okay? और celebrate करने के बदले हम लोग झगड़ रहे थे, right? झगड़ा is a part of it, right? As long as it does not reach, as long as you don't end up getting personal. Problem क्या है पता है? इतने सारे emotions flow होते हैं ना when you're building something, बहुत possessiveness होता है. तो it is everybody is at the risk of taking anything personally, ठीक है? तो जब भी अटैक होता है किसी के ऊपर तो पर्सनली लेने से पूरे रिलेशंस खराब हो जाते हैं. So the whole idea one should always have is that if I'm having a fight with my co-founder, it should not be because I'm attacking him or her or I'm getting attacked by him or her personally, right? But it is to make sure that, you know, ultimately the output of this battle or this quarrel should help the startup. Okay, if that is a perspective which has been kept, that you know a commotion quarrel happens, then it makes life very very simple. 60% of startups actually fail because they have a bad co-founder, not because their product market fit and everything is wrong. And plus एक हम लोग भी struggle कर रहे थे, like clear definition of roles, right? Clear definition of roles so that people don't step on each other's toes, and then everybody is accountable to everybody. और पूरा इक्विटी वेस्टेड रखो. सो यू नो दैट यू नो एक बंदा व्हाट वी से इज ऑल टॉक नो कॉक, राइट? बहुत सारे को-फाउंडर्स ऐसे मिलते हैं जो अच्छे बैकग्राउंड से होते हैं, पर यू नो they want to say that I am running an entrepreneurial venture, but there's very little thought to action. So that is, you know, if you keep your equity vested, such kind of problems never occur.
Yeah, and I guess most of the people don't know about these all things, like kitni equity dilute karni chahiye, kaise karni chahiye. And seriously, I'm also see and read a lot about these things. Like maximum people को same issues होता है. वो बाद में जाके realize करते हैं like हाँ यार हमने तो ज़्यादा equity dilute कर दी, and vested schedule की तरफ नहीं चलेंगे, then वो starting में सारी equity चली जाएगी, and then there will be no use. फिर you will get a lot of problem in restructuring your whole company and all these things. Like you have a cat.
हाँ, वो अभी आ गई. ये हमारी चीफ कडलिंग ऑफिसर है. इसके पास कोई इक्विटी नहीं है, पर कुछ चाव नहीं करती.
सही है, थोड़ा माइंड डाइवर्ट करती है जब स्ट्रेस आ जाता है. Like so, yeah. So
कडलिंग ऑफिसर.
What are the traits if I want to get into the points? Like what are the traits you want to tell our aspiring entrepreneurs from tier 3 or tier 4 cities, those who want to start their entrepreneurial journey? Any tips or any traits you could give to them?
तो मतलब ultimately whenever I achieve something big ना, very candidly, ये जो Sacred Games का एक डायलॉग है ना, नवाजुद्दीन सिद्दीकी का, ये बहुत डेयरिंग मांगता है, राइट? लाइफ में कुछ हासिल करने के लिए डेयरिंग मांगता है. आई रियली आई थिंक दैट इज वेरी अंडररेटेड. एक तो बेचारे टियर 2 टियर 3 से जो भी आते हैं ना, उनको इंफीरियरिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स होता है, करेक्ट? फ्रॉम टियर 1 people who speak like fantastic English, उधर firstly they start looking at English or unavailability of good access to English education, is they see that as an inferiority complex, but that really doesn't matter. Okay, tier 2 tier 3 cities, they think that only IIT guys, IIM guys are the real pedigree. That is not always or entirely true. The traits what they should have looking at is that they need to be shamelessly themselves, right? They don't have to put on a mask to fit that fit what the VC needs, because VCs, angels, customers see through that. But ये एक concept है, authentic leadership करके, right? And I really like that. It's about being shamelessly you. Okay, when you become shamelessly yourself, you will only attract the people which will follow you. See, at the end of the day, it's not about, ek hai, which is servant leadership, right? You should empathize, you should be very, that is one part. But then there's this other part which I really like and which I have, that I am not running a popularity contest to win between my employees, okay? Agar employees ko main pagal lagta hu, lagne do, I am, okay? But it is me, it is authentic. So whatever feedback they will end up getting or whatever expectations they will end up getting, I'm never sugarcoated. मैं बोलता हूँ ये बकवास है, ये बकवास है. This belongs to the dustbin. सीधा मुंह पे बोल देता हूँ, right? There is, of course, empathy is there, but then again, it is more authenticity. So all these folks who are aspiring entrepreneurs, especially from access to limited resources, especially when they come from tier 2, tier 3, if they're able to become as authentic as themselves, like, I think it's important for one to spend about 2-3 weeks just with yourself to really know who you are, and then just be that person, and then you will only start attracting those people who believe that, this kind of a person is. You talk about all the greatest entrepreneurs our world has seen, and I'm not a big fan of them, to be honest, because the moment you become a fan of a great entrepreneur, you like to imitate that person or emulate that person, and that's where you start losing your authenticity. But the moment you know that you are made for greatness and you will be great irrespectively of the characteristics and traits you have, then it is. So it is not about embodying or trying to become a person which has these set of traits. It is firstly being aware of what traits you possess and then behaving like that authentically. So that is essentially
right.
Zero filter, to be honest.
Yeah, very true. And as you know, the VC's ecosystem is properly a white collar thing. And when the guys come from tier 2, tier 3 city background and अपनी communication skills की वजह से वो पहले मतलब personality देखते ही वो डर जाते हैं, and then फिर communication skills, तो वो कभी मतलब ग्रूम ही नहीं हो पाते हैं उस लेवल पे, एंड देन उनके पास आइडिया भी अच्छा होता है, वो वहीं का वहीं खत्म होके वहीं रह जाता है.
Not necessarily. Like, if these are the kind of VCs they want to earn money from or raise money from, these are the wrong VCs. Understand, VCs exist because of you. You don't exist because of the VCs. That is one simple trait. The moment, okay, last week I gave about 64 pitches, okay, and I spoke to about 24 plus VCs. And I spoke in a format ki boss, because of my startup, your VC won't shut down, okay? एक तुम लोग नहीं हो, मेरे पास 23 other अलग VCs है where I can go take money from, right? And it's not about being rude, but it's about being practical. So the moment people start feeling conscious that, I'm pitching to a white collar VC जिसने IIM, IIT से जिधर से भी, or say for example Harvard, Kellogg, Berkeley से, it doesn't matter. They are existing because of you, not the other way around. The moment ये entrepreneurs को समझ जाएगा ना, the entire there's so much of invisible power distance between angel investors and entrepreneurs. The entrepreneurs end up doing Sir G, Madam G to all these angels or all these VCs. Of course, they deserve respect. They're taking a very high risk. But understand that they are existing because of you, not the other way around. Like, they will go bankrupt. VCs will fall down if people won't stop creating or innovating. So अगर वो type of a mentality, वो type of a, if I can say Tashan, which I say authenticity, अगर वो आ गया, then nothing else matters.
Yeah, और ये मतलब ये होता ही है, but ये very true कि हाँ मतलब VCs सिर्फ entrepreneurs की वजह से ही अभी business पे है, नहीं तो वो कब का bankrupt हो चुके होते हैं, ये asset class ही खत्म हो चुकी होती है.
Exactly.
But people जो वो invisible power है उसको देखते हैं बस कि हाँ भाई there is something different, there are more sophisticated, their X, their Y, their Z, and बस उसकी वजह से then they feel very downgraded और फिर वो confidence lack हो जाता है, and then issues create होने शुरू हो जाते हैं. ये होता ही है.
See, once अपना जो ये mentality अगर चालू करे ना, their loss mentality, he must have pitched to a couple of angels. One angel ended up saying, one very renowned angel ended up saying, top tier angel, okay, or top tier VC firm actually ended up saying, आपका price cap बहुत high है हमारे लिए. मैं बोला कि boss, your loss. It's not I'm not going to negotiate about my valuation with you. It is your loss that you can't, your myopia. और मैं मुंह पे बोल के आया कि बस ये आपका loss है, sorry. मतलब ऐसा ही rude नहीं, but I'm like, I think we have different ideas and I think we both are right, but your loss. तो ये काइंड ऑफ अ मेंटालिटी हो गया ना, तो मतलब it just helps very very significantly that if an investor or a VC does not invest in you, it is their loss, not your loss.
Yeah, like seriously, if you start negotiating on VC terms and you are not putting forward your terms, then वो तुम अपना डिफेंस गार्ड ही पूरा खत्म कर रहे हो, एंड देन वो VC फिर तुमको प्रॉपर खा जाएगा. बल्कि कोई मतलब ऐसा कुछ वो नहीं होगा उसको, लेकिन वो स्टिल तुमको पूरा खा जाएगा.
Yeah. You should get to a point like, you know, where reverse pitching होना चाहिए. Reverse pitching is a concept. VC tells you that why you should partner with them, right?
Yes.
And this is very powerful. So and we've been experiencing that, which is great. VC is telling us that, you know, Omkar, if we fund your startup, then, you know, we would be able to do this, we'll be able to do that, we'll be able to open these doors. So that is where, you know, a point of proper comfort appears, because there is no high distance, low distance. There is completely transaction.
सीरियसली ये मेंटालिटी थोड़ा बनानी पड़ेगी, थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा इस मेंटालिटी के लिए, बट यार नाउ फॉर श्योर, जैसे अभी इतना ज्यादा अवेयरनेस हो रही है, तो फॉर श्योर समडे ये मेंटालिटी जरूर हो जाएगी. एंड वीसी आल्सो स्टार्टिंग टू रियलाइज दैट नाउ या मार्केट में अब ऐसा कुछ होने लगा है, ये हो रहा है. तो
अगर टशन देखनी है ना, तो सेकंड टाइम फाउंडर्स की टशन देखो. इट इज वेरी डिफरेंट टू second time successful founders की टशन देखो. when they go to the market to pick up money, they exactly have seen the VCs inside out. But whereas the first time when a person goes to raise money from a VC, the whole aspect is itself different.
Yes, वही मेंटालिटी फर्स्ट ईयर में भी आ जाएगी अगर फर्स्ट टाइम में, तो फिर इकोसिस्टम ही काफी हद तक सुधर जाएगा, एंड ये इररिलेवेंट मेंटर, पेड मेंटर्स की भी जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी.
Yeah, exactly.
Because yeah, I am also feeling the same. These are the two most important loopholes in our startup ecosystem: fake mentors and then VC gap.
Yeah. No, VCs are brilliant. The only thing is हम लोग VCs को खूब ऐसा चढ़ा के रखते हैं as if they are larger than life and super gods. They are not.
Right.
उनका सैलरी आना बंद हो जाएगा. All these VCs, how does a VC operate? VC is nothing but going to an LP and to pick up the money.
Right. So now moving forward, I just wanted to know if you could give any tips of making pitch decks, and how do you decide the amount you start raising as a first time entrepreneur? You don't know much, like what is the notional amount, like X crore or X lakh or anything like that. So how did you approach this statement?
So see, raising money is very subjective to the kind of things you're building, right? So if you're building like a energy tech startup, you know, investment is high, right? But if you're building a SaaS software like what I'm building, it's not that expensive. So talking your funding requirements, I think the investors always see कि how much can you have put in the game, कि आपने खुद का पैसा कितना डाला है, and it is always important to put your own money into the startup. If you're not putting in your own money on your startup, we must have spent about 16-20 lakhs before the first VC check came in. Okay, and then we are still not drawing salaries. Okay, and that is what the investors want to see, that कि आपका skin in the game कितना है. So if you want to talk about crores or lakhs, it completely depends on the number of people, the sector what you're in. But always make sure that you. Now this is something what VCs don't like, but you should raise enough. Now I'm talking at a VC level, not at this level or a early stage angel level. Always raise about 25% more than what you require. उसमें से ना 15%. I hope my VCs don't back out after I say this, but 10% वो जो फंड उठा है ना, वो एक पेट प्रोजेक्ट में डाल दो. अगर आपका स्टार्टअप फेल हो गया ना, तो ये 10%, अगर आप से 3.5 करोड़ उठा रहे हो मार्केट से, उसमें से 3 करोड़ का पूरा ये कर दो, 50 लाख उसका ना बाजू में रख दो. एक बोलो कंटिजेंसी के लिए से 25 लाख, कि अगर एक अच्छा अपॉर्चुनिटी आया तो वो 25 लाख डाल देंगे, नहीं तो कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गया तो. एंड देन कीप 25 lakhs aside for a pet project, कि अगर ये स्टार्टअप ने पचक दिया, ओके, तो एटलीस्ट यू have the right team, you can start off something new with that 25 lakh rupees. So that 25 lakh rupees, so we also have a couple of pet projects, right, which is of course associated to life, but वो उसको हम लोग lifeboat projects बोलते हैं. that कि पैसा नहीं डूबे, तो इसीलिए 25 लाख 50 लाख जो भी है, और even if you're raising 30 lakhs 40 lakhs, like 5 lakh बाजू में रख दो to get in, that if nothing works out, then you can go back to these 5 lakhs 10 lakhs 25 lakhs and start over, start with a new business or whatever, or pivot.
Yeah, so मतलब ये heading डालना allowed है मतलब pitch deck में? So like, as most of the, I don't think everybody know this.
Yeah, so not everybody knows it, but again, it's important, right? Pet projects are very important. It also keeps you very creative. एक मैं बोलता हूँ ना, Sunday afternoon को ना, we end up thinking about our pet project, क्योंकि रात दिन सुबह शाम we work 18 hours a day, 20 hours a day easily. Like I'm sleeping 4 hours a day, तो 20 घंटा तो काम हो ही जाता है आराम से 20 hours a day होता है. So when you're thinking about Beehive, or when you're thinking about your product every day, there is something called switch creativity, where you completely start thinking of something else and then go back to your work. You'll make sure that your creative juices are nahi to thinking about your same project 24/7 is going to make you feel saturated.
It was really very informative session with you, and very nice talking to. Any parting advice you want to give to our listener before we close?
Yeah, parting advice. And I'm finally an entrepreneur, so I'm also going to take this opportunity. We are hiring aggressively across verticals. So if you think that you are really good in sales, B2B sales, if you know front-end development, especially React.js, if you're good with data analytics, especially Power BI, reach out to me. We are a crazy company, and I'm sure that you're gonna get the best experience working with crazy people over here. There's no advice to be given, but they're just suggestions. I don't think I'm at a position of advising anybody, but I just want to say one thing. When somebody is telling you any of their startup idea, it's very, or whenever you're saying your startup idea to anybody, it's very easy to poke holes into somebody's startup idea. It's very easy. And that is what people do right up front. So avoid poking holes into people's idea, because that if they've thought about that idea, they must have thought about these possible holes as well. Okay, it's very dissuading for a person to poke holes. But even if you anytime end up poking holes to somebody's idea, make sure that you complement it with a suggestion. Because then encouragement, motivation, thriving, all these abstract things matter a lot to an entrepreneur. So never avoid poking holes into anybody's idea. And you as a entrepreneur, never take people, never entertain people who are poking holes into your idea without providing solution. But yeah, that is what my suggestion is.
Yeah, no, very great suggestion, because people feel downgraded if any one person pokes his or her idea, and they start questioning themselves, like if they are really thinking of the right way, or there is something need to be done more. Yeah. So okay, like really, it was a very nice session with you, Omkar, and for sure we'll be having more session in the future. We'll be in touch, and we want you to be with us to help us and many more like us to be successful in their journey, as our initiative is to provide letting people help in establishing their startups without any cost, just for a social cause. And that's where the problem you have already told me, the same problem I have also faced, and I'm also thinking the same way. And that's why I've started to bring people together who want to do social work, who want to at least get 1 or 2 hours a time in a week and help other people to groom. And that's why I started this startup, the VC Story. So we want you to collaborate with us and be with us to help in this initiative.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the key to such initiatives is consistency, and I see that you've been consistent. So the moment you're consistent, I think it's the only secret to success. So best of luck, and I'm always Team Beehive. It's not never me, but it's the entire team at Beehive is always supportive to help you achieve.
Yeah, thanks a lot. We'll be creating a close community as of now, so we'll surely be in touch with you every time we need your help. And our startups whoever approaches will need help, we surely contact you as well and your team. And we also let other people to know that you are hiring. so that the needy ones get the job.
Yeah.
And
Needy and
okay,
deserving,
then
yeah.
thanks a lot. Yeah, needy and deserving at the same time. Yeah, thanks a lot for the session. It was very great.
Great. Thank you so much.